back to another episode of the Think It, Get It podcast, which is also live on my YouTube channel. So if you prefer to watch me or prefer to listen to me, you now have both options. So welcome back. I'm super excited to come back with another episode of this podcast and to really help you understand and share with you my perspective on what I believe has been the biggest helping belief that's helped propel me when it comes to manifesting what I want. And listen, we could all do with a whole set of incredible beliefs, but there's one in particular when I really started to think about it, like what was the one that really helped me manifest what I want? I'm going to share that with you guys today. So since I last did a podcast episode, I had my birthday. And I'm not going to lie, I have absolutely milked birthday celebrations. Today will be the last of my birthday celebrations. And actually, as you can see on the video, you can't if you're on the podcast, I'm a bit glammed up. I'm ready to go out. I'm going to be taking it easy because I went out last weekend and had the hangover from hell. Guys, I don't really drink often, very rarely, a couple times in a year. Although it has got maybe slightly more since now, obviously, Casper's older, etc. But, you know, I'm not one of these that sits at home and drinks. I go out probably once or twice a month maximum. And I mean maximum. It can go months without me going out. And I really suffered. And I woke up on my birthday with this hangover. And me and Rich looked at each other and we were like, oh my goodness, we actually have to be in charge of 4 humans. And I woke up on my birthday and Richard planned this beautiful afternoon tea, and honestly, when you're hungover, the last thing you bloody want to eat is cake. I was like, I wanted starch, but you know what? It was beautiful and it was lovely. And so, yeah, it's been a really lovely week, and I'm super excited to have welcomed in lots of amazing new people into the JFDI Academy, into my breakthrough coaching experience, and just feeling super excited about what is going to be happening in my world. So at the end of this month, I will be, I'm going to be going on a pretty big trip. I say we are. And it's, oh my God. When I say out loud, I'm like, what the fuck have we planned here? But it's coming. So I'm going to go for a business trip to America. I'm going for a mastermind retreat with my mentor, Scott. And there's 49 other entrepreneurs, and I wasn't going to go, but in the end I decided to go, and I'm bringing the whole crew with me. So we are actually going to be going to 3 countries in 2 weeks with 4 children. Wish us luck. So if you want to follow on what happens on that journey, then you should definitely follow my Instagram, because Instagram is where you really get the behind the scenes of my life. That does actually share directly onto Facebook. But if you're like, I would love to know what's going on in your world. No, I like to see what shenanigans you're getting up to, especially when we go traveling, then definitely go ahead and follow me up. I'll link up the Instagram in the show notes so you can follow the behind the scenes, the BTS of our travel. So we will be starting in California, making our way to Mexico, and then from Mexico, we're going to go to Canada. So I am really excited because I will be ticking off lots of new places, a new country. I've never been to Canada, so I'll be ticking off a new country. But I'm going to be ticking off 2 other places that I've never been to, 3 actually: San Francisco, Napa Valley, and Tulum. So Tulum has been on my list for quite a while, so I'm very excited about this. And the mastermind retreat is in the Napa Valley. And whenever I think about Napa Valley, for those of you Sex and the City fans out there, I just always remember the episode where Big tells Carrie that he's moving to California from New York. And she's like, no. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go to Napa. I'm tired. I'm going to Napa. Sorry for my bad American accent. And Carrie goes, if you're tired, take a Napa. Don't go to Napa. I don't even know what American accent it was, but I always remember that. So I'm very excited to go to Napa, not to take a Napa. I'll be doing anything but taking a Napa. I will be masterminding and meeting lots of other incredible entrepreneurs. And that's something that I've definitely missed over the last few years with COVID and babies and so on and so forth. So yeah, put me back in the room, Bruce. I'm ready to get back in the room. So besides that, Why don't we jump into this episode? So I got a really lovely, kind podcast review saying that I'm very self-absorbed and I've got nothing of interest or value to share on my podcast. So to the 5,000 to 6,000 of you that listen every single week, thank you for being here again. I promise I'm not self-absorbed. I do like to share stories about my life because I often think that people like to know what's going on. I love to know what's going on in my mentors and coaches and people I follow's lives, just because you're like, oh, what's going on? So anyways, enough of me, and let's get on to you, because I've actually got to go out, so I can't actually talk about myself all day. Let's talk about one of the most incredible beliefs that I believe help you manifest what you want. Dun, dun, dun. What is it, Noor? Please tell me. Put me out of my misery. So when I really thought about this, right, and I do a lot of this work with people in terms of beliefs and really understanding what is in that subconscious mind and what's going to propel them forward towards what they want versus what's going to hold them back. And there's a perspective of thinking, there's a way of thinking that I like to see things through. That is not right and it's not wrong. It's just a perspective. So the belief that I believe has helped me more than any other belief in manifesting what I want is the belief that if I have a desire, and when I say desire, I don't just mean, oh yeah, I'd quite like a Mulberry handbag. No, I mean an actual deep desire, a desire that lights you up, a desire that gives you goosebumps, a desire that when you can't stop thinking about it. And by the way, you don't have to have all of those things I just said for you to have a desire, but it's like you just know that this is something's meant for you. It's not just like, oh, a nice to have. It's I just really feel something deeper inside of me about this, right? That type of desire. If you have a desire like that, then it is absolutely possible for you to manifest. Okay? And when I talk manifest, once again, I'm not talking about sit there and hope that it's going to magically fall out of the sky. I am talking about it is possible that this can be your reality. It's not like, oh my God, I have this desire and it's never going to be possible. No, the belief that I have that I think served me in manifesting what I wanted more than any other belief is that if you desire it, it is meant for you. If it's meant for you, that means that you have all the capabilities, the faculties, the potential to go and create it. I don't ever lie in bed and dream of going to Mars or on the moon. I don't lie in bed and dream of becoming, the winner on Strictly Come Dancing, okay? I, however, dreamed about having some sort of career where I could help people. And honestly, and I'll be really honest, I genuinely never once thought, when I first became a coach, I had no fucking clue how I was going to make money from it. No idea. How was I ever going to make money from this? When I first got the zing inside of me of I want to be a coach, I had no idea how to create a business. I had no idea, I got the idea of becoming a coach in May 2014 whilst on a honeymoon, okay, in Bali. And I didn't set up my first proper business, my Amazon business, till the end of that year, okay? So before I'd really had any business, this strong desire of becoming a coach was there. And I didn't think I was going to make a business out of it. I thought I'm going to get a job in it. But then when I went and had a look for jobs on it, there was nothing. Sports coach. Maybe this is almost a fucking decade ago. Sports coach. There certainly wasn't online coaches cropping up on my Facebook feed, right? So I had no idea how I was going to make this an actual reality. I certainly had no idea that it was going to make me money. I abso-fucking-lutely had zero idea that it would make me a millionaire doing what I love, helping people change their lives. Like, That fucking blows my mind. And I tell you what it is. It's that I knew that I wanted to be this coach. I didn't really understand what it entailed or what the future had for me, but I knew in my heart I wanted to help people. I knew that that was my purpose on this planet, and that came before any idea of how I was going to make money from it. One of the reasons is that I actually graduated as a coach. I graduated from my business and executive coaching postgrad in July 2015, and oh my God, that was a pretty traumatic day for me for completely personal reasons. The day before I went for my graduation, I had a absolutely horrible day. I had been up all night crying my eyes out. It's funny because yesterday I was actually looking through some old stuff in my office. I was sorting out and there was actually a photo of me from my graduation, and I'm smiling on it. But oh my God, if you could see into my soul on that day, you would have seen a very, very broken young lady. So anyways, cut a long story short, it took me 8 months after that to even think about launching a coaching business, because I genuinely didn't know how to become a coach. There were no jobs up north in coaching. There was no, I thought, I can't move to London now. I'm pregnant with my second daughter. So I kind of parked it. And then the universe swooped in and told me what to do. So for me, when I really started to reverse engineer what helped me to get to where I was today, it was and I didn't know this at the time. I know this now, but at the time I didn't know this. But it was the fact that I had this desire and I followed that desire because it was meant for me, and that led me to where I was today. So listen, we can have loads of other amazing beliefs that help us move forward. But honestly, when it comes to manifesting what you want, if you can truly believe in your heart and your soul, that if you have a desire in your heart, if you can feel something in your soul, like it's more than just like, oh, it's more than just like, oh, I fancy I fancy burger and chips, that sort of desire, okay? It's a deeper level desire. In the same way that when I was driving and I'll never forget it, I was driving to Peterborough to go to an event with my first ever mentor, who is now one of my dearest friends in the world, 7 years later. Went to this event and I was actually on the way back. I'm going to be correct. I was actually on the way back from the event. I was listening to Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic. And in this story, she talks about how she was going to be a writer and how she got a New York Times bestselling book. And I cannot even verbalize, I can't even articulate in any sort of words the feelings that I got in my body as I was driving. I got goosebumps. My whole body just went on fire. And I was driving and I was like, what is happening to me? And back then I wasn't really in a spiritual space. So I didn't understand this was my higher self communicating to me. I didn't understand that this was absolute recognition from something outside of me saying, yeah, girl, you're going to get a best-selling book. So this was in 2016. Okay, 2016. So it wasn't till, 2019 that I released my first book. And it wasn't till 2022 that I became a Sunday Times best-selling author. And actually, I'm going to share something with you that is quite funny. So basically, my book is now, my Just Fucking Do It is now in 9 languages. And it most recently got signed in Italian. And I'm going to actually show those of you on YouTube the video. I'm going to show you the front cover of this book because it's actually hilarious. Okay, they say the universe is a joker. I'm going to show you something hilarious. Okay, so those of you in podcasts, you can't actually see this, but if you want to watch it, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. So this is the Italian cover of my book. It's going to be reversed on this video. But on the top of this, it says, #1, del New York Times, Noor. So on this book that is sold in Italy, it says that I'm a #1 New York Times best-selling author. As you can imagine, when I saw this, I was fucking mortified. I almost burst into tears. I was like, how can something like this happen? How can a mistake like this be made? And so I always joke, like, listen, jokes aside, publishers are having to deal with it, agents are having to deal with it. I don't know what the fuck happened. I mean, the Italianos, they're like the Middle Easterns. You know, everything's exaggerated. It's like, yeah, this is the best. My dentist did me a filling, and he went, "This is the most beautiful filling I have ever seen. I am the luckiest man alive." And I was like, wowzers. Honestly, I left so happy after a filling. I've never felt like I've brought someone so much joy out of letting them give me a filling. But anyways, or I don't know what that says, but anyways. So the joke here is I manifested it without realizing I manifested it. But equally, is this potentially a sign from the universe of things to happen in the future? I don't know. But the universe is a funny fucker. I'll give it that. When I saw that, I was like wanting to cry. Then I had to laugh. And then I was like, this is like, you know, the Catch Me If You Can, that film with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he like pretends to be different people wherever he goes. I could literally go to Italy now and be like, yeah, #1 New York Times bestselling author Noor. I might actually go on holiday to Italy and get someone to send them a copy of this book for the hotel and see if I get treated like a celebrity. Only joking. Okay, so the belief that if you have a desire, that it's meant for you, that is the #1 belief that I want you to really hold on to and share this perspective with me, because I really, really, really believe that's the case. I do not believe you get given desires that are not possible for you to achieve. So on that note, guys, I'm going to skedaddle because I'm going out to Manchester with my friend, and we are going to have a dinner and some drinks and have a very early night. We're coming back and being sensible because tomorrow morning I actually have parents' evening, but in the morning. So basically I need to be on my form. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you have enjoyed this episode and enjoyed what I've taught, and it's something that supported you and you love tuning in, please leave a review, and not one that says I'm self-absorbed, but maybe one that says this podcast is good. Only if your heart feels cool to do so, of course, or YouTube, subscribe. I will be back here next week for another episode of the Think It, Get It podcast, and I look forward to being with you then. Take care and goodbye.